This is Females in Film with your host, Carly Andrews. It is my great pleasure to get to host this amazing show today. I've always grown up wanting to be a host, and now I finally am. Thank you. Today on Females in Film, we will be comparing female film theory in both American and foreign films, and how female representation has progressed through the years. I will be using the examples of The Diary of a Chambermaid, directed by Louis Buñuel, and Star Wars Return of the Jedi, directed by Richard Marquand, while also briefly touching on examples of film today portray women. First, let's explore what is meant by female film theory. This film theory focuses on the function of women characters in particular film narratives or genres and the stereotypes of a society's view of women. In a novel written in 1974, The Treatment of Women in Movies analyzed how the women portrayed in film related to the broader historical context, stereotypes, the extent in which the women were portrayed as active or passive, and the amount of screen time given to women. A very common occurrence relating to sexualization of females in film is something called the male gaze. This occurs when the audience is put into the perspective of a heterosexual man. In this, the scene may linger on the curves of a woman's body. The male gaze uses women's sexuality and the stereotypes of women by showing their femininity. The theory suggests that male gaze denies women and they are used as the male subjects and for visual pleasure. To begin our presentation, let's start with comparing our old foreign film with our old American film. The foreign film, The Diary of a Chambermaid, is a film directed by the esteemed director Louis Buñuel. The film synopsis is as follows. Celestine, played by Jeanine Moreau, has a new job as a chambermaid for the quirky Monsieur Montel, played by Michael Piccoli, his and her father. When the father dies, Celestine decides to quit her job and leave, but when a young girl is raped and murdered, Celestine believes that the Montel's groundskeeper, Joseph, played by Georges Garrett, is guilty, and stays on in order to prove it. She uses her sexuality and the promise of marriage to get Joseph to confess, but things do not go as planned. This movie, released in 1964, received an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, making it a considerably well-made and constructed movie. This film had the main female of the film, Celestine, use her body and looks to unwind the drama mystery. Rather than being viewed as an equal to the males of the film, Celestine must use her sexual antics to get what she wants from her male counterparts. Let's take a look at one of the many scenes of the movie that portrays her this way.
Bah quoi, qu'est-ce que j'ai dit? Une belle fille comme vous. Moi, je suis pour qu'on s'amuse, sapristi. Moi, je suis pour l'amour, Célestine. Pour l'amour fou. Pour le Dieu.
Monsieur mériterait que je dise toi, madame.
Madame. Je m'en moque bien de madame. J'en ai par-dessus la tête de madame. Vous croyez que je vais me laisser faire?
Moi, je trouve que monsieur exagère. Madame m'a toujours semblé très aimable.
Aimable. Écoutez-moi, Célestine. Elle m'a gâché la vie. Je suis plus un homme. On se moque de moi partout. Vous voulez, biscuit? Célestine, je veux tellement que vous soyez heureuse. Vous n'êtes pas comme ma femme, vous êtes si douce, si bonne. Si vous vouliez, Célestine.
Quoi, monsieur?
Vous savez bien.
Monsieur voudrait que je trompe madame avec monsieur?
Eh ben oui, je pense qu'à ça. Depuis que vous êtes ici, j'en dors plus. Mais écoutez, Célestine, je suis pas une brute, je ne ferai pas l'enfant. Je vous jure que je vous ferai pas l'enfant.
Ah, monsieur, ça suffit, sinon je dis toi, madame. Que monsieur me laisse le temps de m'habituer.
Clip, Celestine is basically played with by her male counterpart and is seen more as his toy than an actual human being. Though very strong in her own manners, this film used Celestine as a female sex appeal to get more people watching, where at the time, a film with a female lead may not have been as looked at if the lead was to be dressed in ordinary or revealing clothes and did not fling her body around. Here's one other clip of her showing off herself.
Alors, hein? Vous veniez me voir?
Ne me touchez pas.
Sacrée petite Célestine. Hein? Alors, hein? On s'habitue? Hein? On s'habitue?
Mais laissez-moi. Monsieur...
The American side of film, Star Wars Return of the Jedi, directed by Richard Marquand, has a strong female lead, but every woman in the film, other than Leia, and even most of the time her as well, are sexualized to appeal to the men viewers. The synopsis for this film is, Luke Skywalker, played by Mark Hamill, battles the horrible Jabba the Hutt and the cruel Darth Vader to save his comrades in the Rebel Alliance and triumph over the Galactic Empire. Han Solo, played by Harrison Ford, and Princess Leia, played by Carrie Fisher, reaffirm their love and team with Chewbacca, Lando Calrissian, the Ewoks, and the androids C-3PO and R2-D2 to aid in the disruption of the dark side and the defeat of the evil Emperor. Released in 1983 and with a 79% on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie has been considered one of the greatest of all time, but is strung with many unfair viewing of the female actresses. Perhaps the worst scene of all happens in the beginning of the film in Jabba the Hutt's fortress. Let's take a look at this clip.
Jabba no tusen di honkapi no baka. Soda Valocha. Jabba no pace Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. Jedi mode spian go eat.
Ya mayas ko. Yaku tacha kabunyu ni saki.
As just seen in the clip, not only is Leia in a very sexual and revealing outfit, and Jabba is dehumanizing her, they are surrounded by other female aliens in similar garments, dancing around for Jabba's delight and pleasure. Another clip shows how meaningless these women are also. The woman alien here refuses to dance for Jabba and he throws her into the pit to die. This shows how little she is worth for anything besides a sexual item in his eyes. Comparing the foreign view of women to the American view, you can see that while both are incredibly sexualized, they go about it in a different manner. Celestine is forced to be sexual to get what she wants, while Leia and the other females in Star Wars must be sexual to survive. Celestine throws her body around more by her choice rather than because of a man. Leia and the other females of Star Wars throw their body around because the males request them to, or else they are killed. On the outfit side of things, since that is such a huge part of sexualization, it is hard to compare their outfits with 20 years between the two films, but Star Wars female clothing is shown much more revealing than Celestine's. Here, you can see the difference between the two films' costume choices for the females. These films do tap into some women's strength though, with both Celestine and Leia showing their abilities to care for themselves, revealing that feminism in films is progressing since in the 20 years between the two, Leia is a bit more independent than Celestine. Even still though, this strength is shown less often than it is shown. More of the time, the males overshadow them. Celestine with her boss, and Leia with Han Solo. In the next couple of minutes, I will touch a little on the subject of modern feminism to show you how this older view of feminist theory has evolved, with more emphasis on complete inclusion among the female appearance in film. But it has not changed nearly as much as it should have with regards to female role or purpose in being in film, still being more focused on being the sex appeal than a developed protagonist. Skyfall, The Avengers, The Wolf of Wall Street, American Hustle, Transformers, and basically any Adam Sandler film. These are just a few of the many films of today that completely hypersexualize women with no need to. One of these films, The Avengers, the character of Black Widow on her own could hold up, but instead, director Joss Whedon felt the need to give her a tight black outfit to make her breast and butt look larger, and include a fair amount of cleavage. Even her actions feel sexualized. Take a look at this clip here.
Where's Barton now?
We don't know.
But he's alive.
Black Widow moves her hips side to side as she walks, and her fighting style revolves around the different ways she can shove her body around. Why is this needed? The truth is it isn't, but for some reason society feels the need to have most female characters be sexual. Films may have started to fix the problem with making a strong female lead or character, but more than half the time they end up falling into the sex appeal trap.
It's a trap!
Haha, I'm just messing with you guys. Sadly though, that's all the time I have left for you all today. It has been my genuine pleasure to host the show today. I hope you learned something about females in films. This is Carly Andrews signing off. Good night and God bless.